Welcome to this IU football update. I'm Dave Leno, exclusively for IndianaPublicMedia.org. I'm joined by Inside Indiana editor-in-chief Ken Bykoff. Ken, thanks for joining us.
Hey, happy to be here.
Indiana has gone 4-1-1 in the previous 6 matches. Michigan has won the last 4. A lot of momentum coming into the match for both clubs. Turning to sports, the IU men's basketball team had a chance to get some revenge on Ohio State after losing to the Buckeyes in early January. But last night, the Hoosiers never led in the ball game. Ohio State has many dominant forces on its offensive end. In particular, Ashling Coyle is likely to step up. Well, Greg, judging from IU's 47 points in the first half, the Hoosiers were en route to turn some heads on Thursday. But after Jordan Halls nailed a 3-pointer late in the ballgame, Purdue showed why they're one of the best teams in the country.
Michigan turned to Alex Hunt to get involved, which was likely on the scouting report for you guys.
Yes.
Lexi Zimmerman was setting her in the front. Is that why you were able to handle that so easily?
The IU men's basketball team lost its 7th straight game last night to the number 11 ranked Michigan State Spartans at Assembly Hall. WTIU's Greg Parker has more. After graduating in May with a degree in criminal justice, Crawford began his training at the St. Vincent Sports Performance Center in Indianapolis. Instead of the original 8-week training program that normal players endure before the NFL Combine or Pro Day, Crawford went through 4 weeks of strenuous training. Since it's only the beginning of Big Ten play, we should talk about what these teams will do further on in conference action. And let's start with Michigan and Michigan State. Quite an upset on Friday night as the Wolverines took care of the Spartans. Despite the 5-game losing streak, Crean said he is not in panic mode. He said the players are more beat up mentally than physically, largely because the squad has nothing to fall back on. From Assembly Hall, Dave Leno, WTIU News.
There's nothing that can get better than this. I played in front of 500 fans. Here this is like 19,000, so it's by far the best night of my entire life.
The joy on Spencer Turner's face was contagious and quickly sprinkled throughout a thunderous Conseco Fieldhouse when the clock struck 0. Fast-tempo guard play, low-post dominance, even a little bit of luck. It took every intangible of the game to defeat R. Nelson Snyder High School of Fort Wayne.
We didn't want to lose this game. We came this far 25-0. We didn't want to go out with a loss.
But Bloomington High School South nearly let its first state basketball trophy slip out of its hands. Its lead was cut to a mere point at the start of the 4th quarter. And with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left, Snyder silenced the highly populated South crowd when Bradley Sneary banked home a layup to put his team ahead. Just 32 seconds later, the purple and white responded. Jacob Mullinex only cashed in 4 points, but this 2-pointer helped dethrone Snyder for good.
It's an honor to say you won the state championship, and our kids have played a year where they deserve to win.
Everybody's happy, the whole town's excited about it. First state championship, so of course, yeah, just really up here right now, can't be brought down.
Cooper and his teammates were on cloud 9 in the rankings. The final Coaches Association poll and Associated Press poll tabbed South as the best team in Indiana. Better yet, USA Today praised the Panthers, seeding them 3rd overall in the country. But Coach J.R. Holmes says none of those accolades were worth mentioning in his pregame speeches or practices.
We never mentioned it. Ever one time was it ever mentioned what our ranking was or anything like that. Our kids, to their credit, has handled it unbelievable, really.
We knew we had to keep our head on straight. We knew we were going to play a lot of great teams, and we couldn't take anything for granted. And we did that. We played well as a team, and that's really what got us to this point in this team game. We didn't care who got the credit, and we had targets on our backs, but we ended up on top.
Bloomington South's season is over, but a perfect record becomes part of history.
26-0, they're just not very many coaches in the state of Indiana can say that.
And not many coaches can say they will be enshrined in one of the Hoosier State's meccas, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. According to the Indiana High School Athletic Association's website, an undefeated squad will be inducted on the 30th anniversary of its perfect season.
Our coaches told us from day one we had a chance to be special, and indeed we did. We came out and every single game, we never looked at our opponent, we never underestimated them. We knew, we had something special from the start, and we did it, and it's the most amazing feeling ever. There's tears running through my eyes. I never thought I could cry.
Just one day after its triumphant victory, South held a pep rally and commemoration ceremony at the school's gymnasium. And little did Holmes know, his sons on the hardwood had a big surprise. The court dedication was another way to say thanks to the 39-year coach. Yet JR's father, Harvey, can't get over the community's support.
I just have to appreciate the school, appreciate the community and the support that they had for my son. And I think the good Lord was with us a little bit last night, to be honest with you. I never dreamed in my lifetime that I would see him win the state finals. I just didn't think it was going to happen. I'm 83 years old, and I just didn't think it was going to happen.
Every school day at Shoals Junior-Senior High School, Principal David Springer ends his greeting on the same note.
This concludes your morning announcements. Thank you and have a great day. And remember, it's great to be a Jug Rock.
The odd-shaped rustic rock is the school's mascot. It's nestled in the outskirts of southern Indiana, a prime destination for Emerson Houck, an author of 2 mascot books, to discover unique school nicknames.
We realized about the second day on the road that we weren't going to see the country by interstates. So we got interested in driving back roads, which meant we went through a lot of small towns. And what do you see when you go to a small town? Home of the Bearcats, home of the Braves, something on the water tower, paw prints on the road going into town. And I realized how proud people were of their local high school and the mascot that brought them all together.
Houck says the idea of high school mascots dates back to the 1920s, a decade when sports fanatics first sparked interest in interscholastic athletics. Who was the first school to adopt a nickname? It just depends who you ask.
Well, there are several claims as to who was the first one in Indiana. Shortridge claims to be the first with Felix the Cat. And that, Laura Goss, in her definitive book on Shortridge High School, says that happened at a game with Manual Redskins. They weren't called the Redskins yet, but with the Manual red-clad team in 1925. Now, Logansport, by an odd coincidence, also calls their teams Felix the Cat, and as well as the Berries, Logansport Berries. And they claim to have done it at about the same time.
Although it's uncertain who the forefather of Indiana mascots is, one point is clear. Animals and people are the most common school names. That's why Shoals natives of Martin County take great pride in their mascot, even if outsiders can't describe the Jug Rock. Michael Harding, a longtime teacher and coach at the school, is used to the question.
It is actually in the shape of a jug. If you can see on the floor, it's shaped just like that. It is brown. It has a narrow top, and then the top gets on it.
Over 100 miles north of Shoals, Speedway High School Athletic Director Barry Gardner fields many questions like Harding. But these inquisitions are regarding the Sparkplug mascot.
The town of Speedway was originally founded because of the track, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Allison Motor Plant. And back in around 1937-38, the high school students decided it's time for a nickname change, and they wanted something that was unique. They wanted something that reflected the town and the community and the track, and so they voted on the Sparkplugs, and it came out the winner, and we've been the Speedway Sparkplugs ever since.
Whether the school carries a well-known nickname or not, it's been a tradition for Hoosiers to follow their beloved high school teams. To this day, students, parents, even folks from around town unite at athletic events and embrace one another through cheers. And in the middle of the stands and the court is the mascot, the one who ignites the spirit and ultimately helps create an unforgettable atmosphere. Reporting for the Weekly Special, I'm Dave Leno.